Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to A-Level and AP Physics. In today's lesson, we will discuss past paper questions from October-November 2024, Paper 2, Variant 2. As always we do, we will discuss these questions in detail so you can improve your conceptual understanding of physics and also you can have better understanding of these exam questions. Let's study together, let's improve together. Question 1, part A says, what is meant by a vector? There are two types of quantities, vector quantities and scalar quantities at this level. We classify quantities into two types, scalar and vector. Scalar quantities, we can explain them with the help of only magnitude. But to explain vector quantities, we need magnitude and also we need direction. For example, displacement is a vector quantity. If you simply say displacement is 5 meters, it doesn't explain fully displacement. So when we say displacement, we have to say displacement is 5 meters to the right, to the left, or to the north and south. So displacement cannot be fully explained without mentioning direction. So displacement is a vector quantity. So like this you need to understand, not just memorize. Scalar has magnitude, vector has magnitude and direction. So try to make sense of these things. So we can simply say a physical quantity. So we can say physical quantity. So vector is a physical quantity which has magnitude and direction. So magnitude and direction. And this physical quantity we call is vector. So how we can write down the answer? Let me show you the answer. So this is how you have to answer this question. It's very important to say physical quantity. Physical quantity is a quantity that can be measured. We call this a physical quantity. Like friendship, love, these are not physical quantities because we cannot measure them. For part B1, equation is given to us and it is given to us that eta is property of liquid. Determine the SI base unit. SI base unit. Then SI base units, we have 7 SI base units. So we need to determine the SI base unit of eta. This is the viscosity. So equation is given to you. So first of all, you can rearrange this one. So we can say eta in this case. This will be equal to D. This is the drag force and this will be divided by 6 pi. And we have R and V. So the first thing we need to understand, this one is a constant, 6 pi. So this is constant, so it has no unit. So we can simply say this one has. And drag, this is a force, and force is MA. So any type of force has the same SI base unit. So we can write down this is kg meter per second squared. We can also write down the unit of R. This one is the radius of this sphere. So the unit of this one is meter, and the unit of speed, this is meter per second. Now we need to just simplify. So we have eta. So here we have this is kg meter per second squared, and this is in denominator. So we can write down here this is per meter. This is also in denominator. So we can say this is per meter and this second. So because this is minus in denominator, so when you will go to numerator, it will be positive. Now we can cancel. So this meter, for example, we have here. So this meter you can cancel with this one. So what is remaining? So we have kg and we have meter. So here we have per meter and here we have s to the power of minus 2 plus 1 because its power is 1. So now we will get finally your answer should be equal to kg per meter per second. So this is the final answer. So do it step by step, and constant has no unit because 6 pi is a constant, so it has no unit. Second part says state an equation stating the relationship between the magnitudes of the weight, drag force and upthrust acting on the sphere. And in the question in part A, it was given to us that sphere has constant velocity. It is falling at constant. And if the velocity is constant, means delta V. Constant velocity means that delta V is equal to 0. If the velocity is constant, it means acceleration is equal to 0. If acceleration is equal to 0, it also means that F net is equal to 0. So it simply means that forces are balanced. So now simply we need to find out direction of the forces. So in this case, one force is acting down, so we can draw the free body diagram. That force has to be the weight of the sphere, we can say W. And as this sphere is falling downwards, its direction of motion is downwards. So the drag force has to be in upward direction. So we can say this is representing the drag force. And sphere is in the liquid. So there is an upward force due to liquid. Then that force we call is up thrust. So this is the up thrust. So if there is no net force, it means that W is equal to E plus. So simply we need to write down in this case W is equal to E plus U because forces are balanced. For the last part, it is given to us the volume of the sphere is 4.6 centimeters cubed. The drag force is 0.32 newtons. We need to calculate the weight of the sphere. An equation we have already written here. So simply we can rewrite this one. So W we need to find out. And the drag force given to us, that is equal to 0.32 newtons plus up thrust. Up thrust is equal to rho V. But we need to be very clear about this. Rho, this is the density of the fluid, and this is volume of fluid displaced. So you need to understand this is volume of fluid displaced. So we can say volume displaced. So this is volume of fluid displaced. Now simply we need to plug in values. So here we have 0.32 plus density of fluid is given in part A. That was 830 kgs per cubic meter. And the volume is given to us. This is 4.6 centimeter cube. So we need to convert into this. So 1 centimeter is equal to 10 to minus 2, and the cube of this one centimeter is equal to, let me rewrite here, 1 centimeter. Maybe some students will be confused with this one. 1 centimeter is equal to 10 to minus 2 meters, and 1 centimeter cube, if you take cube on this side, you also need to take cube on this side. So here is meters, so you have to take cube here as well. Multiply by value of G, that is equal to 9.81. Now if we simplify, we can find the final answer. So the final answer for this question will be equal to 0.32 plus 0.037. So if we simplify, we will get 0.036 up to 2. And the unit of this one is newtons. So simply we can say 0.36 newtons. So this is how you need to answer this question. Your understanding is very important. So when you do questions, not just try to look at the marks and write down everything, try to understand the lot.